Welcome on YouTube, it's your boy Clickman, and today we're gonna be discussing basically what's happening over at the Brooklyn Nets, man. I don't know if you guys been following it. There's shit with Kyrie, what he posted. KD, obviously Ben Simmons still being Ben Simmons, and basically, I've always said this, but a coach can only do so much, and it seems like they expect this coach, Steve Nash, to be doing the most, and it just doesn't work like that. So we're just gonna be looking at the NBA cast, Shaq and them discussing what's going on. Guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that sub button, turn on post notifications, drop a like, comment down below, tell me what you think about what's going on over there, and we're gonna get right into it, man. Peace.
Sons as we welcome you to TNT.
Hey, you hear Shaq's growl?
By CarMax, Studio J here in Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley, and let us get right to it. Steve Nash out just 7 games into his 3rd season with the Nets.
Yo, it's so crazy. I don't really follow basketball until it's playoffs time. I like basketball and shit, but I don't follow it like that. But I didn't know that Steve Nash got fired. And watching that is oh man, that sucks, bro.
Berg is going to fill us in as we head to Barclays Center. Not much going on up there, is there, Jerry?
EJ, you know, it's kind of funny. Our crew was originally slated to be in Oklahoma City. Good change by the bosses to be here in Brooklyn for the busy news day. Jacques Vaughn will be the interim head coach, replacing Steve Nash. Sean Marks, the general manager of the Nets, vehemently denying multiple media reports that he has already tabbed former Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka as his next head coach. He says, absolutely not. We have not hired one yet. He says, we would like to get back playing the basketball that we know we can play. We are not proud of where we are. Where are we? Let's quickly just go through a litany.
I watched the game, man. It's not impressive.
About 3 hours to go through of what's happened with this organization in now the 4th season since KD and Kyrie joined the Nets. Think about it. Kenny Atkinson,
these guys thought that they were getting the
Dubs
Dubs.
shipped out, in addition with future draft picks for James Harden. Then this team sees injuries at different
Didn't they
times
have Harden?
Kyrie,
Yeah,
KD,
bro.
Harden. Kyrie has that mysterious leave of absence. Kyrie unvaccinated, unable to play multiple games. Harden then forces the trade out to Philadelphia. The Nets get back some compensation in Ben Simmons, but doesn't play a single game last year. They're swept in the first.
Ben Simmons thing, bro, I played sports, I have injuries and everything, but last year when they were in the playoffs and this man was talking about he doesn't feel bro, come on, man. You're getting paid to play the game you love. How many people would love that opportunity? And you're talking about, oh, you're a little sore here. You'll be all right, bro. Say worst case scenario, say you break your leg or say something like that happens. You're still rich enough. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there and play, bro. People are dying for this opportunity. You're standing there talking about it, some mental shit. Come on, bro.
And KD then asks for a trade, realizes he doesn't get it. Then he asked for Steve Nash to be fired. That didn't happen over the summer.
I did not know that he did that.
Foreshadowing. Kyrie, just a couple of days ago, sends out a cryptic tweet with a video, with a link to a video that has anti-Semitic messaging. Provides no context for it. When questioned about it, refused to answer those questions. Nash then fired. There is a report now, as I mentioned, that Ime Udoka will be the next head coach. The issue with him, he's currently on a 1-year suspension from the Boston Celtics guys for inappropriate behavior within the Celtic organization. Oh, and by the way, Ben Simmons tonight is going to miss his 2nd straight game with a knee injury, and the Nets are off to a 2-5 start. So everything's great here in Brooklyn, even it's the weather outside's a little cold and rainy, Ernie.
Like I said, nothing going on up there. Jared Greenberg, thank you for the thorough report.
He really wants to get his opinion out.
Let's go to CarMax, call your shot. And Steve Nash, 2 full seasons and then 7 games into season number 3, out 94 and 67. Couple of trips to the playoffs, knocked out in the conference semis, knocked out in the 1st round. Jacques Vaughn steps in as the interim head coach. Wow, on a game day. 7 games.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
How stunned or how surprised are you?
Not surprised. I didn't realize it was that much stuff until Jared went through that list. Not surprised. I think there was turmoil brewing over the summer.
Not surprised that this quickly into a season.
No, I think that when you want to make a change,
now's the time.
You can get into a mediocrity, and you can fall into a mediocrity and say, well, we're going to turn this corner sometime. And then when you don't turn the corner, the next person in line is why we didn't turn the corner would be you as Sean Marks. So you're saying, let me start now, let me make a decision. So I'm not surprised if they would start it out well, especially when your best player, and arguably one of the top 3 players in the league, says he's not really comfortable playing for you in the summertime, then you are on a short lease. And the other thing
that is so
Shaq,
weird, bro.
Charles probably would even know. When I saw Steve Nash get thrown out the game the other day, I said, here's the writing. In my mind, I said, this is the writing, because that was uncharacteristic of Steve Nash.
Yeah, he's just like, mad and frustrated at this point.
The game, showing that type of emotion. What made him a great player to me with Steve Nash was his ability to stay cool in those moments.
Yeah.
And so I saw something different.
He actually moves like he's a bitch, bro. Like, what do you mean, oh, you don't feel comfortable playing for somebody? Like, what is this guy doing to you? Play the game, bro.
From the start. You got a guy not playing. You got a guy saying, bring my guy in. They bring the guy in. That didn't work. They break up. You have a guy saying, okay, I want this guy fired. There's been a whole bunch of dysfunction. And, as a leader on the team, I've always said that the coaches are cool, but they're just there for moral support. But
honestly,
at some point, the top two
I've been said that, bro. At the end of the day, a coach can be like, yo, 5 of you guys stand under the basket. Don't let nobody get in the paint. But these guys are all individuals. They're grown men, and they will do what they want. Obviously, that was just a stretch, but these guys will just get up and do whatever the fuck they want, bro. Like, that's the truth. They don't have to listen. So coach can't guide these guys. He can only guide them, yes, to the water. If they don't want to drink it and they're thirsty, that's their business, type of thing.
You got to take some accountability, but it's just been dysfunctional, and it will remain dysfunctional until they all get on the same page. I see 2 great individual players that are not playing together, and you see one guy that's deemed as great, hasn't got back to form yet, and you got a lot of other stuff going on. They're not going to be right for
that boy Ben Simmons be airballing layups, bro.
Come in, who's going to have the ability to keep them in line, and is this going to turn them
Nobody.
around? I don't think it is.
And the reports are, if you're just joining us, that Ime Udoka, the suspended Boston Celtics head coach, according to reports, they said within 48 hours he would be the new head coach. But Sean Marks throwing cold water on that.
He just said he didn't hire.
Well, first of all, Steve Nash is a scapegoat. Let's get that out of the way. Steve Nash is a scapegoat
100%.
for these players acting like idiots and fools. It's really starting to be a joke.
Truth.
This whole Brooklyn, it's past being a joke. And first of all, I don't believe Sean Marks. I think what happened with Sean Marks is he saw the negative reaction. I watched television all afternoon trying to get all the information before we came on the show. People were going crazy that guy got a job that quickly. And I think they said,
Udoka,
yes. So I think they says, man, we already doing a lot of stupid stuff.
Yeah, let's chill out.
Why are we going to do something stupid tomorrow? So that's what I think happened, because, when Woj is pretty damn good. He don't normally just go out there with stuff, but I think every person I saw on television today says, man, it's a little soon to be giving him a job.
He just got suspended,
you
too.
Believe that I heard, this is just what I heard. He said, no one's hired.
That
he
hearsay.
never said, that is not our guy, or he's not in consideration. So there is a difference between not being hired
they
and not being
didn't shut the
in
door.
consideration.
They didn't close the door.
So for me, let's see what these 48 hours brings, because
but the negative effect
of bringing him in, you think that would be negative?
First of all, I hope Coach Udoka gets another job.
Right.
I hope he gets another job. He deserves another job. He did a fantastic job. I don't get into people's personal life. That being said, this is not
The organization?
The stuff going on there. It's a bad look to bring him in.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know.
Because he
Yes.
independence, Kenny.
The penance is with the Boston Celtics, not the Brooklyn Nets.
But he to get to do whatever happened.
But he's serving his penance with the team that is actually with the Boston Celtics.
But
it has nothing to do with Brooklyn.
But he's not spending the whole year. If he's gonna get a job tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's not his fault that he's still.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Anyway.
Well, they are. They probably are going to fire him, but
He still didn't.
it's just a bad look.
Yeah, he still didn't face the full suspension.
And from a public perception,
I get what
these
he's saying.
players run this man off his job because they were acting like fools. The players. This is all on Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons. Steve Nash is just a scapegoat, and it's really unfortunate. I don't know if Steve Nash is Red Auerbach or whatever. this thing was never going to work when he said, we don't need a coach.
Yeah.
When they get,
It's not like we have a coach, like we're all the coach.
We're all the coach.
That's
Kyrie
wild.
said,
And
yeah.
That nigga Kyrie is something special, bro. You know those niggas that are too woke, they need to go back to sleep? He's that nigga. Now, I'm not saying everything this nigga says is wrong, because I don't think anybody can be wrong about everything, but he's OD with some of this dumb shit. We gotta be real, bro. And when you're that popular, and you have that kind of platform, you do gotta be careful what you say, because even if you're saying the right thing, somebody can take it the wrong way. And I know that can happen with anything, but if you know what I mean, it's just like, it's just stupid stuff don't need to be said sometime, right? Because at the end of the day, when you say it, whatever consequences you have, it's still not going to be the same as if a regular person says it and has to deal with those consequences. You know what I mean?
did pretty good in the playoffs like 3 or 4 years ago. So nobody was talking about how bad of a coach Steve Nash was 3 or 4 years ago.
That's
All
true.
of a sudden, these guys started acting like fools and jackasses. And now, oh, Steve Nash can't coach. Like I say, I don't know if Steve Nash can coach. But I know 3 or 4 years ago, he was winning playoff series.
I would agree that the players
People love to
have a
complain,
big
man,
part
and dish
in
blame.
the dysfunction of what the Brooklyn Nets.
100%.
100%.
I mean, it's a
but
team,
as a coach,
isn't it?
You also have to have some of that responsibility
Unfortunately.
in terms of this. That you're as I don't 100% agree with Shaq in terms of moral support, but there is someone who could get these guys. Supposedly, is your job also as a coach to get them going. But if you don't have the backing of your ownership, you don't
That
have the
too,
backing of
that's
your
true.
management as a coach, then
Can't
Steve Nash
can't
is
carry out certain
can't
things
coach.
certain
Well,
ways.
it's a combination of all
Hold on.
things.
What about having the backing of your players?
Yeah, but that's part of being a coach as well. Those guys didn't do it.
Yeah,
They didn't do it.
Yeah, but the reason why I say
Shaq at times didn't do it, but when he got with Phil Jackson, he's like,
okay,
I'm
but
going to do it.
the reason why I say moral support, you all know with Phil Jackson, we ain't got no plays. We don't have plays.
Y'all had a triangle offense.
That's not plays. The triangle is a system. It's not plays.
That system worked well.
But see, my point is, you don't have to say do this and do that. Me, as a guy who hasn't won, I know what I got to do. Kobe know what he had to do. I know what I got to do to get the other guys involved. You know, we always talk about the definition of a great player. I know what I had to do. So only time we need to feel is down by one.
Can I say one thing? Last thing?
We need to get we need to get moving.
Yeah. The only thing is, when they're equal talent against you, then you need coaching. You weren't just the two best guys in the league. There are people who had two. That's when you need coaching.
And
Coaching